your Gollum from Lord of the Rings. He wants it. He needs it. Booyakasha! What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Detox Dudes. Here we are, the coronavirus 2019 lockdown, where some will go crazy, others will thrive, others will die. Let me tell you a little something about life, all right? I gotta stop looking at me. See, I'm so egotistical that I look at me when I'm talking. I'm just like, yeah, how do I look when I'm talking? Yeah, look at that, baby. But I need to look at you. It's about others. It's not about self. Okay, as you can see, I'm getting a little stir crazy up in here. In life, things are either a blessing or a blessing in disguise. Can you believe that? I'm gonna say it again. Things are either a blessing or they're a blessing in disguise. And you may think, that is some such new age bullshit, Josh. What about bad things? Don't bad things happen? Some things are just bad, Josh. They're just terrible. Okay, not really. Not really. We are mini gods. Okay, we are mini gods walking around this earth. Now, I'm not saying that in an egotistical way, despite the fact that I keep looking at myself. Okay, I'm saying this in a way of that we are incredible beings of manifestation and power. Okay, so we have God in us, right? And there's a lot of Christians out there. By the way, to all of you Christians who are constantly posting that I should just be a Jesus lover, I do love Jesus. I'm not a Christian, but I love Jesus. You know, I don't subscribe to any category. You can never put me in a box. Try and put me in a box. Just try. You'll see the next day I'll come out and I'm something else. I'm someone else. You can't put me in a box. Now, I do love Jesus though. However, if you Jesus lovers are going to think that because I call us, because I'm saying that we're mini gods, that I'm disobeying the law of God, it's simply not true. We are, in my opinion, all fractures of God. We have God inside of us. There's a shard of God, and there's a lot of human and a lot of shit as well. But what I was getting at was that because we are mini gods, it's up to you what the truth is. See, in my ayahuasca ceremonies, I remember I would be in the space of, I'd put my head down and I would just start thinking, oh my God, this sucks. Oh, you're doomed. And this, and going into a story of what my life was about and who I was about and what my destiny was. Your Gollum from Lord of the Rings. He wants it. He needs it. Got him. Got him. Come, habits, this way. We must bring the ring back to Mordor. He wants it. He needs it. Okay? Bet you didn't know I had that in you. I told you, you can't ever fit me in a box. By the way, this is 90 days of holding my seed. I think 88, 89 days. About to be 90 days of holding in my seed. So I am electrifying right now, overwhelmed with life force and chi, and at the same time I'm a little stagnant because I've been stuck in my house all day. But anyway, let me get, and you know what, there's no one doing haircuts right now. If any of you do haircuts in the Bay Area, please let me please cut my hair, will you? Because right now I got a Jufro going on. Circle back. So I saw in my ayahuasca ceremony how I would go into that space and then I was right. Yeah, my life was hell. I felt fucking horrible. My life was gonna end. It was true. And then in that same ceremony, I would just say, no, I'm not subscribing to this. And I would sit up in meditation posture, despite being totally mercury poisoned. I would sit up and I would breathe. I would get my breath going again. I would say, I love you. I love you, life. Thank you for this life. I'm gonna win in this life. Thank you, God. Thank you, Josh. I love you, Josh. I love you, life. I'm gonna win in this life. Ah! And I was right. And the lesson here is that this coronavirus thing is either a blessing or it's a blessing in disguise. And the blessing in disguise is that all of the shit that seems to be going down that seemingly sucks has an immense amount of reciprocal life force and healing on the opposite side of the chaos and the dark. There's all of this absolute insanity going on, and then there's an opposite reciprocal that human beings can choose to access. Okay? And this is a collective awakening. See, I have a lot of clients who come to me who break their filter, just like me. Believe it or not, a lot of people are attracted to me because of what I went through, and they're going through similar things, so they're attracted to me. It's like, oh my God, some dude who's found the light. Let me do coaching with him. And the thing is, the same thing happens to them that happened to me, which is that I wanted to go back to my old self. For my first 8 to 12 months of my spiritual journey, I was like crawling to my old self, like, please come back. Where are you? And I just couldn't find it. Everywhere I grabbed, it was gone. Okay? It was gone, vanished. Similarly, this collective experience right now, as a collective, we're going to be grasping on to what was before this coronavirus. It's forever dead and gone. Everything that you thought you knew about the society is dead and gone. We will come back to homeostasis, but that homeostasis will be completely new. Just like after my 6 years of spiritual journey, I went from being a bro jiu-jitsu fighter who tried to bang every lady I set my eyes on, to now being an enlightened spiritual teacher and detox coach, right? So you get the point here. People come to me for that, but it's never there again. It's never there again. It's gone. It's gone. It's a death. And you know something crazy is that there was a bat, okay? 3 days ago, I prayed for some answers from the universe. 4 days ago, I prayed for some answers. I was in a really confused place. Universe, what is going on right now? This is fucking scary. The next morning after I prayed, there was a bat right outside my front stoop. Okay, I thought it was a dead bat. Turns out it was sleeping. It was still breathing. It fell from its nest and landed right there, 6 feet from where my head was sleeping. And I looked up the meaning of the bat, the spiritual meaning of the bat, and it's collective death, collective rebirth. It's the shamanic death. It's the initiation. It's the rites of passage. It's death. It's rebirth. And I was like, thank you, God, for that message. Thank you. That makes sense. That makes so much sense, God. I appreciate that. That is what is happening. And there will be a rebirth. So, blessing or a blessing in disguise. Now, one can, of course, look at the blessing because there's a lot of good that comes from this to the naked eye. It's, you spend time with your family. Well, to some of you, that's good. You spend time with your families, your close one, your loved ones. Some relationships are going to fucking end like this. Some relationships are going to accelerate right into marriage, right? This is like a grand accelerator where, let's end that right away. Your shit's just going to come up so quickly if you're in a new relationship right now. I feel bad for those of y'all who are in a new relationship and you're supposed to be experiencing 6 months of honeymoon phase. Unfortunately, you'll have about 9 days. Okay, so it's a blessing to the naked eye in many ways because there's a lot of good coming from this. There's a lot of people taking care of their health. There's a lot of people coming to me for coaching. There's a lot of, I can see that people who otherwise were normally a little closed to health and detox are all of a sudden coming around, and they're like, oh, there's something here. I have to take care of my body, right? It's a reminder. So there's blessings. And then there are seemingly negatives, which is, finances and all the implications and all of the changes and all of the shifts, right? But here's the thing. If you as an individual can rise up to the challenge and shift, you have to be able to shift. You can't grab onto any one thing. YouTube and Google, they took this channel, okay? This channel was getting 3,000 to 4,000 subscribers per month for like 8 months in a row, okay? And then in June or July, YouTube changed their algorithm, and it was like holistic health. 80 to 90% of my traffic was gone. Somehow, by the grace of God, by my own ability to tap into the forces at B, my business didn't tank. My business didn't even go down, it went up, right? The word of mouth, my virus, the Detox Dude's virus is too fucking strong. It's just going out into the world no matter what. It can't be stopped right now. It's larger than me, this movement, right? Now, I'm not going to get, let me just come back to humility, because then I always get slapped in the face if I get too cocky there. Coming back to humility, I'm aware of the fact that anything can change at any moment. Something can happen to my website. I got hacked a year and a half ago, and things changed. I lost all of my Google SEO. I could say something fucking stupid, and someone could make a video about me that is like, you know, the Detox Dude is full of shit and blah, blah, blah. And then people stop seeing me. Some guy made a video about me and tried to rip me apart, but I just thought it was funny. Actually, I think it's so funny that I'm just going to share it all with you. I'll put it right here in the you could watch it in the info description. It doesn't bother me. It didn't affect me negatively. But my point is that I'm humble enough to recognize that things shift and change, and sometimes the rug gets ripped out from underneath you. The thing that you were cultivating, that you were creating, that you were making, the job that you had, the girlfriend that you had, all of a sudden things change. Things are okay for a certain amount of time, and then all of a sudden things are not. And that's the essence of the universe, the essence of being a human, the essence of being a creator. We have to be like water.
Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
In my heart, I have to know in my heart that, God forbid, if if this thing that I'm attached to, I can feel the pain I would go through if I lost the Detox Dudes. I feel it would be agonizing. I know in my heart that I would reshift and create something new. I know in my heart I'm not going to cave, and that would be the end of the world. So the way I'm relating this all to you guys is that it's time to be like water right now. Whatever was ripped away from you, okay, it's a blessing in disguise. It's done. The time is done. Something new must be created. And chances are, all of you, probably 99% of you, of the world, has some creative inspiration inside that you haven't had the time to give birth to. You thought it was time that was in your way. But sure enough, these next 2 months, all you're going to have is time, and you'll still see the resistance in your way from creating and being magnificent, because there's always resistance. It has nothing to do with time. Okay? So, all right, I went on a little rant here, but the blessings in disguise are the creations and the births that you can give birth to during this time when other individuals may cave. Now, so that's how you rise to power on your own. How do we rise to power as a collective? Well, as a collective, I believe that the illusion, the veil, again, between this seemingly ordered society and absolute fucking chaos, everyone saw how it was about 3 nights that veil existed. Well, people are going to think about life. They're going to think about the meaning of life, about God, about the universe. Others will fall deeply into the mainstream passageway, and there will be a split of consciousness. People will go more gung-ho about, you're a hero if you stay inside and watch TV all day right now. And you're a horrible human being if you're going outdoors right now, if you're within 6 feet of other human beings. And they're going to believe it. They're going to buy into it. And they're going to say, fuck, they're a hero. They did well. The pathway to hell is paved with good intentions. Paved with good intentions. These individuals are not bad intentioned. They just are naive. That's in their mind what... And I'm not saying the social distancing thing should be nullified, because there is an element here of potential contagious virus that that maybe there's some merit there, there's some truth there. I don't know. The truth is not truth is not all conspiracy or all fucking, that and if you breathe the same breath as someone else, you're going to get the virus. We're breathing the same breath as the whole world right now. We are the lungs. These lungs and the Amazon forest are the lungs of this planet. I'm breathing your breath. Tomorrow I breathe your breath. Do you get that? To think that to walk in a room and catch a virus from breathing their breath, I'm breathing that motherfucker's breath in China right now. I'm breathing it. This is a field. Okay? A morphic field. So the truth has a lot of components, and I'm not going to even dare to think that I know the whole truth. But I know fake when I smell it. I know bullshit when I smell it. The full truth, nobody really knows. But my point here is that to think there will be this group of people who fall into the category of deeper into the sheeple, and that they are doing all of the steps that they're being trained and told to do in order to prevent this virus, and they will consider themselves to be a hero. And then there will be others who will rise up and recognize the illusion that we're living in right now with this virus, the lies, the fakery, the smoke and mirrors, and wake up to a new way of being. And 9/11 was when I YouTubed and Googled 9/11, that is when I had my spiritual awakening. I had my spiritual awakening from 9/11. September 11, 2001, I watched so many conspiracy videos when I was in massive amount of pain, and I saw the illusion of the world, and I woke up to the truth. And then this event will be that times 1,000, times 100,000, and millions will wake up, the blessing in disguise, because they will watch the history, the news. They will see the gaping holes in this story that we're being fed right now, and they will wake up, and therein lies the blessing in disguise as we arise to a new humanity, and we arise to a new way of paradise and peace on earth here, and we awaken from this slave state that we have caught ourselves in. Okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment below. I am reading every single comment these days. Help this channel get out to the masses, because the forces that be are not wanting that. So it's up to you to get the truth out to the people, if you so believe this is truth. That's all I got for you. Peace.
Hazy days I do remember, we were running still, had the whole world at our feet, watching seasons change, our roads were